Okay, step 2. So we now have the plus, as I showed you in lesson 1, and we have the green, the red, the blue, and the orange solved on this area. Believe it, yeah, that's actually solved. That's a problem solved. The next step we need to do is turn these corners white. So in order to do that, we need to get the white corners up here, obviously. But you're like, okay, so how do I do that? Well, the way I learned to do this was actually one of the YouTube videos with this Italian guy. I know there's a million videos out there, but I was lucky enough to find this one, and I followed him a little bit, and then I lost him. So basically, this one step I stole from him, and I'm going to make sure I put the link in the description so he gets the proper credit. But so what you want to do is you want to find the white pieces that need to go up there. So like here's a white piece, right? And the idea is you want to get the white pieces down here on the bottom floor, okay? Right here. Always on a side, okay? You don't want it on the bottom because we already did that whole bottom trick. So this was a great piece. This one's on the side and it's white. And here's another one that's on the side and it's white. We have these other ones up here. We're going to eventually have to get these down here, okay? So in order to get, so we're going to start with a piece that's already on the floor, okay? So this one is green, white, and red. So we have our side here, green, white, and red. So it's in the right corner, but that doesn't really matter. What matters is you want to get either the white face, depending, let's say if I'm on the green side and I want to get it up on the green side, you want to get the white face either on this side or this side. Okay, you don't want it here, you don't want it there, you don't want it anywhere else. You just want it either here or there because we're trying to get the color up on this side. So that's why it's got to be boom or boom, like temples on your head, right? Like Frankenstein bolts. They got to be on the sides, right? Okay, anyway. The reason why you want it on the side is because there is a pattern in order to get this piece up top. Okay, and in order to do that, we need to see, okay, so this is going to be, this red here tells us something. This red tells us that this piece needs to be over here, okay, because red, I'll show you and then I'll explain why. So if I turn this piece and I face it over there, right, the Italian guy said what happens is if you want to get it up here, the elevator comes down, the white piece loads into the bottom of the elevator, and then the elevator goes back up. Okay? So now the piece is in the right spot. Alright? I'm going to do this 3 more times at least, so you'll get it by the time I'm done doing it. So, here, where's that other white piece? There it is. Okay, so this one's white, green, and orange, right? So orange. Orange means it's got to be around this area, right? Well, it's facing us, so that doesn't help. And it can't go over here, right? So it has to go over here. So to do that, you're just going to turn the bottom, right? So now it's one of Frankenstein's bolts over here on the left side. So what happens is, you're like, but this is orange. Yeah, but that's not white, so it's useless to us. So the elevator is going to go down, but the elevator is coming down on this side now, right? Because the passenger is waiting over here. So the elevator comes down, the passenger loads into the elevator, and then the elevator goes up. Okay? So there, now we have the orange piece, which was orange before, but now it's orange and white, so it's in the right spot. So now we're going to go to the harder. Oh, look, while moving it around, you just happen to push another white on the floor. That's great. So here's a red, a white, and a blue. So blue, right? So blue tells me that it's got to be either here or here, right? Well, it can't go here because it's right there. You can't physically turn it around to get it there. So if you turn it on this side, right? So now the white passenger is waiting on the side. I know I just said white passenger, sorry, but it's a white piece. Is waiting for the elevator. So the elevator is this side of the elevator, right? Because you want to get it up here. Hence, the bolt is on this side. If the bolt was on this side, then this piece would go down. It's always on the opposite side. So the elevator goes down. The person gets inside the elevator, and the elevator goes up. See? So now we have red solved already. You have that T right there. That's important. Blue is almost solved. Orange is almost solved. Green is solved. So now we have to find a white piece. Look at that. Another one. But hey, it's on the bottom. That doesn't do us any good, right? So we need to get this on the side. So in order to do that, and like I said before, I'm not a pro, so I may make some mistakes, and you'll learn with me. But I need to get this up on the side. So there's no, forget the formulas and all that stuff. I'm just going to follow the piece. So if I turn it this way, right, it's still on the bottom. But if I turn this way, that piece is now on the bottom over here. So you're like, great, but you screwed this up over here. I really didn't, because if I turn this piece away on the bottom, right, I can bring this back up. Alright, but you're like, oh, it's broken. Doesn't really matter. Because what matters is this plus really needs to stay. Because that's a step that you've already completed, and you don't want to have to go back to that step. But see, now I have a white piece here, and I know I broke that corner, whatever. No big deal. White piece on the bottom side. That's ideal. Bottom side. So we scored. We got 2 on the bottom from that one move. So this one is white, blue, and red. So blue tells me it needs to be over here, right? Because here's the blue side. It's like, hey, I need to be with blue. So I'm just going to turn this like this to the side. And now it's on the opposite side. Remember, Frankenstein's bolts. Got to be on the sides. This is the only side it can be on. It couldn't be on that side. So now the elevator comes down. Here comes the elevator. Now before I drop the elevator, actually, I'm going to look where that other piece is. Notice the piece is right there. That's going to be a little bit of a problem because I'm going to rotate the elevator and this character is going to go right up on top. But we're going to have to figure that out in a minute. So let me think about this for a second. I don't think rotating it at all is going to help me because I need this piece to be here. So I'm just going to go with it. Drop the elevator down. I'm going to rotate this piece and the elevator goes up. Okay? So you're like, where the heck's that other white piece? It's still in the corner. You know why? Because we actually went down and then back up, so that really didn't affect the piece. It's back to where it was. So now we have this blue, white, and orange piece. Alright, so orange, what does that tell you? That's right. Orange needs to be with orange. So this is red, this is green. Orange is over here. So I'm going to bring it over to the orange. Right? You're like, okay, great, but it's facing me. It's got to be on the bolts. Right. So what we're going to do is, we're just going to turn it away from itself. Now the elevator is going to come down. Going to load the passenger, and the elevator is going to go up. Now we've solved the top, the T's, and we're ready for round 3. Okay? See you in a second.